everybody? Robin E. here checking in, and we are back on another episode of Pillow Talk Podcast Season 6, baby. Oh my God. Y'all got me feeling old out here. That's crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you guys tune in to Pillow Talk Podcast, streaming on all major platforms, including iHeartRadio, YouTube, everywhere that you get your good shit, okay? Go ahead and make sure that you subscribe. As always, have to give a shout out to Bottled Service Podcast. Make sure you guys tune in to Bottled Service. Shout out to Shy Blizz, Aqua the Vibe, D Smith, okay, and Bel Air, Black T Bibbs, bringing y'all the latest and the greatest. If you guys are interested in getting on that show as well, tap in with me or just follow us, Real Bottle Service 19. You know, come. You don't have to bring a bottle, but it's always appreciated. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. And then I have to give a shout out to Rhythm and Backwoods, okay? The 4th annual event went down last week. Shout out to Cece. Shout out to my girl. Shout out to Picasso Swag. Man, look, it was a lot of smoke in the air, but it was also a lot of amazing artists that did their thing. Lots of networking that went down. That was my first time ever going to the Backwoods event, so shout out to y'all for letting me come and pop my little shit. You know, Robin E was through there, but I definitely hope that I can come next year and host it. So it was super lit. Now today I am excited, y'all. I was just saying before, like, he probably gonna two-piece me when he see my ass, because he was like, "Girl, I've been inboxing you, bitch. Why you don't respond?" So I'm super excited to have him in the building. You looking real fresh over here. First off, I'm loving this outfit.
Appreciate it.
I'm loving the outfit, definitely. Okay, Daniel Badea in the building.
I appreciate you having me, for real.
Yes, what's up?
Everything's amazing right now. I can't lie. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I see you've been busy, though. Yeah, you definitely had your little break. You know, I know you went through something with your cameraman or whatever.
Oh, so you gonna bring?
Could have called me, but it's all good.
So you gonna throw salt on my shit like that?
No, it's actually, you know.
Okay. Yeah. You ain't wrong. He did me wrong. No, but yeah, it was that. But we back in effect. My cameraman actually had a death in his family. My new cameraman, so he couldn't be here today, or he would be here. But yeah, so. But anyway, I am excited to have you here in the building. Like I said, you looking real fresh, real debonair. I feel like I'm not dressed. I didn't know.
You look good.
That you was going to come in like this.
Yeah, you fine. We on your show.
But engineer, producer, artist, teacher, if you will, leader. And I would say, as far as your bio, I would say you're a hero in a sense, because you've overcome a lot.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So you've done a lot of amazing things. Now, we are here repping the Chicagoland area. We got to let the people know which side you're repping.
So I kind of bounced back between Cragen Park and Humboldt Park, but North Side nonetheless.
North Side.
Mm-hmm. Definitely North Side. I used to be over there on Persian and Giles too, so I got a little South Side in me too.
Okay.
But yeah.
What's the best side?
Man, North Side got it. I ain't gonna
hold you.
Yeah. Out west too. I love my people out west too, though.
Yeah. I've been fucking a little more with out west.
Yeah,
I've been fucking a little more with out west. But North Side, I fuck with North Side too. I fuck with North Side. But you've been doing a lot of amazing things in Chicagoland area in the industry and music. You've done a lot. But I do want to touch a little bit just on kind of how you got to this point, because I think your story is very inspirational to me.
Thank you.
I love that.
So where do we start?
So I want to touch on you going through growing up and just being in your surroundings and making the decision to pursue music versus going to what was like happening around you.
Yeah.
So it's very easy, obviously, to just do what everybody else is doing, or just to, be a victim to your environment. So what was that defining moment for you where you was like, nah, I'm not going to do that?
I would say I made that decision when I was probably like 12 years old, like 12, 13 years old. I really was like, nah, like I knew I was going to be a producer, I feel like when I was coming up and learning that, it wasn't really a lot of people how it is doing it now. My dad was a DJ, so I really gravitated to music early on. I used to watch him mix all the time. He wouldn't just DJ at the club. He would be home DJing all the time. So like I used to just be nosy. You know, he would always be doing his thing, and I would just be like, he didn't really like would want to talk to us or get us involved with that, but like I would always be, you know, one eye on that. But I gravitated it to music real early on, you know, and then I would like kind of like ask him if he could let me use his equipment sometimes, and that's just how I started. I just flew from there.
I love that. And you mentioned as well too, you had some inspiration from Kanye, Common,
Yeah.
you know, some Chicago heavyweights. So what about their music really resonated with you as you were going through some of those things?
Other than, with the exception of Kanye, I'll say that I wasn't really like big into their music. Like I was more big on what they were doing. You know, like I'm huge on like lifestyle, you know, and it's like sometimes I'm not a fan of what the work they're doing is, but like I'm a fan of the way they live in their life, you know, and so I just knew that, you know, I wanted to be in the studio. I wanted to be the voice in the room that kind of dictates where something goes, you know, and like that's if you ask anybody that knows me when I walk in the room, they know, you know, and it's just I have that type of energy, and I just, you know, that's why I say I gravitate to like Kanye, Common. When you think of people like that,
Yeah.
you know what you're looking for, you know what you're gonna get when you think of them. So yeah.
Thanks. I love that. Common been on his whole shit, but I love him though. As a person, a figure. Yeah. You better marry Jennifer, Common. You better make that happen.
Oh, you in the T for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make that happen.
I hear you.
But and aside from you dabbling in, you know, with your dad and him influencing you, you also had a period of homelessness that you overcame too.
For sure that, yeah.
So during that time, obviously you are homeless. That's a big obstacle period to go through. How are you able to even get past that point to continue doing what you're doing now? Or what were you doing at that time to help you kind of get over that hump to continue doing what you were doing?
It was the way that it was the amount of love I had for what I was doing. The reason why I was homeless was because I chose a certain lifestyle that I didn't want to give up, and people didn't. At that time, you know, there wasn't phone. Everybody wasn't on Facebook and TikTok where you can see like, oh, this does work, you know. So me not getting the support from the people that raised me, you know, I kind of had to like make a decision like, okay, am I just gonna go, you know, the clean blue collar route, or am I gonna follow my dream, my intuition, you know? And I kind of just made the choice to just go. You know, I got into it really bad at home, forced me to move around. So ended up meeting with some people. I was real tapped in with the streets because I was already doing like shows at clubs before I was even 21. You know, I was 16 years old, hopping in Club Valentino at the time, Club, you know, Mambo's, and we had thousands of people, you know, big shows at 16. So I was already kind of like, my name already held weight early on. So like when people found out like, oh shit, he's on his own, like he ain't got nowhere to go, people instantly like, oh, you can come over here, you can come over here. But at the time, you know, I'm young and dumb. I don't really know who got my back for real, who don't.
Yeah.
So I was getting kind of like finessed in a way. Like I was really working for people just to have a place to stay. So like, I remember, you know, this ain't no shade to nobody in my past, but like I remember, you know, I was working for, at the time his name was Sober. You know, he took me in, but I had to like work like a slave, like in his, he had like a spot in his crib, you know, where he had a studio and whatnot. And I would just have to be in there, and then I could sleep there and live there, you know, as long as I'm working.
Wow.
You know, but ended up meeting some people, met some people, KCB. They was out west, and they let me stay with them, and it was crazy, man. Like, you really get love from people you would not expect it from. Like people that you see like living all good and they got everything made. They hearts don't be like how they look, you know. But then you'll go to the streets, and like the streets will show you a love that you ain't even real love, you know. Like they'll take you in. They don't care if you got something to contribute or not. They putting food on your plate, you know. And shout out KCB for that, because honestly, I don't even think I would be where I'm at if they didn't hold me down the way they did.
Damn. That's some deep shit.
Yeah.
That's some deep shit. No, seriously though, that's some deep shit. I mean, I just thought that was interesting with everything you're doing now as far as teaching people, instilling power in them. I wanted to know kind of how you took your power back in a sense.
Okay. Yeah. So staying with them, I was still producing, still dropping music, still recording all of them. And then I actually got an opportunity with one of the people in the clubs. He was like, "Oh, I opened up a studio," and it's crazy because he was having Benzino, which is Coyle Ray's dad at the time, and having him in there, and he was like, "Bro, I need to get a good producer in here." So, he was calling everybody, and then he hit me up, and I was like, "I got you," woo, woo. And then I was recording Benzino and his people. And then they was like, "This kid's the truth." So they kept me in that studio. This is like my first big studio, boards, big window, you know what I'm saying? The whole lick, you know? So I kind of just took all my eggs and I just threw it in that basket. I'm like, fuck it, this gotta work. You know what I'm saying? So I just did that and juiced it till it was dry. And then, ended up meeting a couple other people that, I just took advantage of every opportunity, and one studio went to another studio, and the next thing I know, I got 100 clients. It went to 200 clients. Next thing you know, everybody in the city kind of like knows who you are, and then your money right.
Yeah, talk about it.
It's really how it works, though. Yeah, you just gotta believe in yourself, man. It's gonna happen. Like I was just telling my boy on the way over here, I'm like, you just gotta wait on the moment. Like we all know where we going. We just don't know when we gonna get there. But if you focus so much on where you trying to be at and you don't fall in love with the journey, you're never gonna make it. For real, right?
Talk about it. Come on, that's what I'm talking. Give us some of that nice talk right there. Give us some inspiration, damn it. We need it, goddamn it. We going through it. We going through it out here these streets. No, I love that though. I think that's amazing for real. And I mean, even just being in your presence and your essence right now, I can just sense that you do love what you do. There is a passion that's behind it, and you're right. If you didn't love it, you're gonna fail. I mean, that's just what it is. I love that. So let's get into the businesses, okay? Because you do a lot for Chicagoland area. You've worked with a lot of different artists. I mean, you do a lot. So let's get into some of that.
Yeah, so where you want to start?
So first off, let's get into, let me see. Is it the
MV Mix?
MV Mix?
Yeah, we could
so let's get into
MV
Mix.
Okay. So MV Mix is basically, a multimedia company at this point in time. It started out with me just engineering, right? Producing, recording, doing what I was doing. I have a lot of artists, a lot of people that I've met, and I just built the company slowly but surely. Now we doing videos, we doing interviews, a lot of stuff, drops, DJ drops, you name it, anything with audio or video related. That's what MV Mix is doing. We really focus on the reason why I feel like that company is booming the way it is because we focus so much more than just tap and record, mixing it, and sending them home. Like I'm really involved with these guys. Like any client that books with me, I'm calling them like, "Hey bro, how did you like that song? What do you think? What direction do you want to take your career? Oh damn, you want to take it this way? Well, I know this guy right here." And I kind of want to like stop right there because I seen that you did that, and I really like that you did that with Major that you just dropped.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this dude didn't like his experience with therapy for whatever reason, and you sat there and instead of listening and just trying to respond quickly, you actually listened to what he was saying. You actually pointed him in a different direction, and I thought that was like me as fuck. I'm like, hell yeah, I rock with Robin. So, but yeah, that's why MV Mix stands out. MV Mix stands out because it's really not transactional. Like we're really involved. You're not just giving us money. We're tapped in for sure.
Yes, I love that. Shout out to BG, man. Shout out to BG Major for sure.
Yeah, you should hit me up if you need some production.
Okay, because he talked about you when you came in. He did bring that up again, so we might need to, because he definitely is an artist that I think needs a team. He just needs that support for sure.
Yeah, you gotta love yourself and put yourself around the right people.
So as far as artist development and just some things that you keep in mind as you're helping artists, can you list maybe like 3 top things that you're focusing on right now, or like trends that you kind of see for 2025 with new artists that are coming in?
There's always going to be a trend. I would rather focus on like the foundation. So instead of focusing on the trend, I try to tell the artists to focus on their branding.
Okay.
That's really important. You know, a lot of times artists are so
Definitely.
wrapped up in these trends that they don't understand that it's just business recycling itself in different ways. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's been happening since the beginning of time. It's going to be happening when we dead. It's fundamentals. So if you learn the fundamentals of business, you know, branding, sales, marketing, you're going to learn how to be a successful artist, because we're not just making music, we're in music business.
Yeah.
So,
Facts.
yeah.
What's one of the biggest mistakes that you see a lot of artists making right now?
Not falling in love with the journey, trying to get somewhere too quick. I see it all the time. I can't tell you how many artists that I've seen record, shoot a video, expect it to go viral, and give up when it don't. And it's crazy when I say it, because it's like, it happens all the time. Why didn't you not think it was going to happen to you? Like, you know, but it can be a budget thing. So I feel like if you focus, not trying to compete with everybody around you, we all see these people with beautiful videos,
Yeah.
great directors, big platforms. But if you just focus on what you can do, you don't need a big budget. And that was the one thing I would say I disagreed with you on, because I don't feel like you need a big budget. You just need to utilize what you have as much as you can. If you have a phone, you could do it. There's like 10-year-olds sitting here going viral. They don't have big budgets.
True.
You know?
That's true.
So just, you know, it's like, when you trying to mac on a woman, you're not sitting here trying to don't sell her a dream, because eventually she gonna see what you really is. And then you gonna be looking goofy. It's the same thing with music. Don't bite off more than you could chew.
Okay. I
I ain't trying to throw no shade for real, but I'm just
like that.
not to anybody.
Yeah, no.
You take the camera bag. I got 2 in the morning.
We having good conversation. So, you know, it's just good to get your opinion on that, definitely. Because I have a lot of artists that watch me, that tune in with me, and they ask me certain things or questions, you know, in regards to that. And it's like, I can only teach you so much too. I can only give you so much too. You have to, instill and invest and be willing to go the extra mile. So I do feel like loving it is definitely a big thing.
Yeah.
A big thing. And then you are doing, I saw some reviews from people that you're giving like these engineer classes, is it? You're teaching people is that what you're actually doing? Teaching them how to engineer their own stuff?
Yeah. So I'm working on trying to teach people like Major how to eliminate paying all that hourly studio time, so he could just wake up and say, I want to record a song today, and he don't have to call and see if anybody's available. He don't got to call nobody for their hourly rate. He don't got to do nothing. He could simply do that. And then if he still wanted a good engineer like myself to work it, I could work his computer from my house. So I could record and do his session from my house if I wanted to.
What?
So, yeah.
Hold on. No, that's really dope. So, first off, before we get to more of the nitty gritty of that, how did you even think of creating a course to teach people how to engineer? Because I feel like that's intimidating off bat for some people that like, I'm just gonna go find somebody. How do you even create the thought of I can create a course to teach people how to do this shit?
Well, I try to focus on like pain points. So like, you know,
That's so cool.
When you see a studio, you know, there's certain things like you're not finished with the song, but your time's up. That sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody that makes music, it's a vibe. So you cut that vibe short, it's like, damn, you know what? Fuck this song. I don't even want it. You know? So I'm trying to show people the benefits of recording yourself. Yes, just because you record yourself, it doesn't mean that you can't go to that multi-million-dollar studio and go enjoy yourself. You know, sometimes you need that studio environment. But doesn't it suck to want to do something and can't do it when you want to do it? So just learn how to do it, you know? And I encourage any artist should know how to record themselves, because any artist that I know that's doing something big, it's because they record a lot. whether they have the budget to do it or they do it themselves, they're always recording. So if you want to get good at what you do, you got to do it all the time.
Yes. Come on, you dropping gems with the Versace's. No, I'm just kidding. Damn. No, but that's dope. I think that's amazing. Just the fact that you did that, combined, you know, just a course to teach people how to do that. And that's a big part of today's like world, especially in media. Like a lot of the shit is you. You're the engineer, the director, the talent. Yeah. You're all of that. So I just love that you're doing that. But I seen a few reviews from some people. You changing lives out here.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm definitely. Yeah.
I love that. So what's like a major goal you want from that to happen? Do you want people to also start teaching other people?
Yeah, my boy just asked me this in the car. So I want to just grow, like, you know, I want to be able to sell these packages to everybody around America. I feel like there's no limit to how far that business can go, you know? So I'm real big in business. I love business. Just the way I love music, I love business. I love it. It's just fun to me. So, I mean, yeah, that's just another business I'm working on, and I think it could go really far. Yeah.
Nice.
I like it because I don't have to work hours like this, you know, boom, and it's done, you know?
Okay. we love that. Yeah. So. We love that. Now, we're going to take a quick moment to hear from one of my sponsors, Legacy Reentry Foundation. If you are somebody that has been justice impacted, or you are justice impacted, or you know someone, anything like that, this is an amazing nonprofit that you can tap into to get the resources you need to go back and get you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make sure that you get all the kids. Oh, hey, let me call you right back. All right. What's going on, everybody? Man, my name is Josh. I'm one of the directors of the LAMP program, Legacy Arts and Media program. I'm telling you all, you have to hear this news that I'm about to share with you. We're about to do this web series called The Root of All Evil, and you definitely want to be a part of it. We're going to have youth, young adults, so many influential people up in this thing that you don't want to miss it. It's going to deal with everything from like dealing with the stuff that they deal with. You know, our youth today, they deal with so much peer pressure, being pressured into using drugs and alcohol and, you know, these parties and everything. And what this web series is really dealing with is being able to deal with the situations that, you know, the kids in our time deal with.
You can ask that real quick?
Oh, my fault, bro. But yeah, that's what we're going to be dealing with in this web series, because I'm telling you all, we need this.
Come on, man.
Dang,
my fault. You in your head, bro.
My fault.
You want to get messed up?
No.
You want like, bro?
No. But you're going to enjoy it tremendously. So make sure you tune in to what we're doing here with this web series. If you are an aspiring actor, you think you can act, you have a desire to act, or any type of way, we're hosting a casting call that you definitely want to be a part of. You don't want to miss this. You definitely don't want to miss this. So let me ask you a question. So y'all are here because you really want to be married.
Ring on it?
Yeah, a ring on it. Gotta communicate to get the ring.
Shit, here we go. Let me tell you about this girl.
So you don't want to miss it. It's going to be here in Waukegan. Dang. No, Zach, hold on. I don't know the address. But it'll be on the flyer. It'll be on
Yeah, I'll put it.
Because I can't, you know, it's 11090, so I can't remember. You know about her? So make sure you're here. Next week, 1095 North Green Bay Road in Waukegan is going down. Bring your son, your daughter, and let's make this happen.
You said you could sing.
I can't sing. What are you talking about?
It's not it. It's not.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
You can't even sing though.
Give me 1 second. Hold on. I would rather go blind, boy.
Yes, shout out to Legacy Reentry Foundation, an amazing nonprofit in Waukegan, Illinois. So again, if you are justice impacted or you know somebody who is justice impacted, I highly recommend that you go and check out that nonprofit. Job fair, expungement, free clothes, mentorship programs, all of that amazing stuff. So make sure you guys check them out. Shout out to Legacy. So, yes, we were just finishing up talking about MV Mix and some of the things that they offer for Chicago. But you also have Hit House as well.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Hit House started basically being a business that just giving homes to these studios, people who want to become an engineer but have their own studio and stuff like that. Basically, people like myself coming up, that didn't have way to go, So what we focus on with Hit House is just basically like, not only are we gonna get you that office space, but you're gonna be around creatives. You're gonna be around people that got clientele, people that are on the same type of time you want, know. And then it kind of expanded because now I got like a tattoo artist in there, and she's fucking thriving. Like, she's doing so good. Like, she's got a whole TikTok, mad followers. We got podcast room in there. We got like 4 studios. We got people peer space rooms that you can rent out, such as this one. So like, we really going hard, and that business is fairly new. It's been about like 2-3 years, and it's really picking up quick. We had Skin Bones in there and all the time. He just did a skit on, in our big room. So it's just a blessing. All the amount of people I'm meeting now, so. Yeah, Chicago. Definitely thriving.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so how do we register a room? How do we book?
Oh, we filled up right now. You got to hit the waiting list.
That's crazy as fuck.
Yeah. But you could just contact us, contact me and get on the waiting list, and when something opens up, we got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Y'all, he's so cool. He's so cool and swagged out with it. No, I love that though. We need that. We need them spaces in Chicago, man. The abundance of creative collectives right now that just need places to go. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. But it's crazy to think it wasn't like this a couple years ago. It wasn't a thing. So,
hell no.
That's pretty cool. And another interesting service that you offer is help with the child support situation with the baby daddies. Now, this is a big deal right now. I was just saying, my nail tech was just talking to me about it. I didn't know. I don't have any kids. I didn't know. So tell me about this. What's going on with the child support situation?
Yeah, I mean, I got into it because I'm involved right now, So being involved, it forced me to really like learn about the law aspect of it, because I just thought it was unfair, like me being the kind of father I am. Everybody knows, when you see my page, my kids on there all the time, always going out with my kids. So it's like, I feel like most fathers that are there are the ones that are on child support. We all see it. Yeah. Sometimes we see the dudes that don't do nothing for their kids, they never on child support. So, it made me really like, damn, like, how is this even lawful? How is this even fair? And like, when I started diving into it, shout out Child Support is Fraud, Lionel. He really helped me out. He really educated me on the law. He didn't really give me any like advice, like you should do this, you should do that. He was kind of like, look, I'm not a lawyer. I can't legally tell you what to do, but this is the law, and this is woo. And if, this is what I did to get out of my situation, and I was like, damn, like, I don't feel like anybody should be put on child support with just, I feel like people should support their kids nonetheless, be there for your children. But there is like certain situations where it's not black and white, like there is some gray area, and that's why we have law. And I just, encourage anybody to just learn the law so that way you don't get taken advantage of, So,
Facts.
Hell yeah.
That
so if you want child
serious.
support, you definitely should be hitting my line for sure.
That's tough.
You go with the horn.
That's tough.
She going crazy with the horn.
That's tough. That's tough. No, that's some deep shit though, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you don't have to get all into your business.
For sure.
But from other people's cases maybe that you've seen, why does it always resort to that? Because as far as what I've seen, there's been an instance of in the beginning, okay, we have an understanding, then it shifts to, okay, I'm gonna put you on child support.
Yeah.
Like, why does it shift in your experience or what you've seen? Why does that shift happen?
Unfortunately, I feel that a lot of women have something on a guy, and if the guy's not cooperating the way they would like, they resort to that, and I don't think it's right. I think that every situation is different, so I don't want to just sit here and say that that's always the situation, but you got women that prey on ball players, and you sit there and you get pregnant by two different ball players and your bag looking better than the girl working 12 hours at Walmart, every day. And it's just insane, and I don't think that that's even morally or legally right. Yeah, so I'm here for the guys that deal with women like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real.
Real in the field. No, I ain't mad at that though. I ain't mad at it because there are good dads out there definitely who don't deserve the treatment that they get, and they do need a voice. They need people to stick up for them and to be that voice. So I ain't mad at that.
For sure. I appreciate that.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
Y'all make me scared to have kids, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all right now. I am scared. It is real in the field. Woo-wee.
Kids are a blessing though. I love my kids.
Yeah, they are. Just that whole process of
Baby
creating
mama,
them
baby
with
daddy
who you get. But you can't predict obviously what's gonna happen, right? That's just how life go. I just be worried when I hear shit like that sometimes. I just be like, damn. Because people be real life going to jail over child support. Mm-hmm. Like,
no, they do.
That's crazy to me.
They threatened me too. Yeah, it's like that. Do you want kids?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
good.
I do. I'm scared, but I want them though.
You the married type of chick, or you don't want to give it? Oh, okay,
I do.
You
I
love
want
a
to be
girl
married.
for real.
Yeah, I want to be married. Like, I like to cook and be submissive, but I work a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing. I'm like, my partner, my husband, he got to compromise with me on some things when it comes to my career because I do work a lot.
As he should, though.
But I wash drawers, like,
You ain't wrong.
I wash some drawers.
Right.
Period.
We need that.
Period. Okay, now this is my favorite part of the show outside of you talking about just your journey of overcoming homelessness. That was really dope. I appreciate you sharing that. 10 minutes of honesty. So you wasn't finna get up out of here before you played that shit. I hope you didn't think that. I'm just gonna stretch the time so that we can just do 10 minutes of honesty.
Okay, so let's do it. Okay.
Yes! This is definitely one of my favorite parts of the show. People send in crazy stuff.
Oh, so you don't come up with these?
I used to. In the beginning, I made up all the questions. And then people started sending me questions.
Okay.
So I always ask people too, like, do y'all want to be attributed at some point? I don't know. Maybe not. Y'all be asking some crazy shit, but I think it would be funny.
That'd be dope.
If they could.
Like, oh, such and such said.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if y'all saw some of the people that send the questions in, you'd be like, oh my God, this bitch is nasty. Like, yeah.
We need the nasty questions though, man.
Like, it's serious. Okay. First up, I gotta mix these because I just had Janelle and she was getting all these easy ass questions last time, and I don't want that because you gonna keep it 100 on your answer.
You know that.
Okay, let me see. Let me get an orange one. First question. I folded this so many times. Oh, okay. What is your love language?
Ooh, damn. I would say that's a tough one, man. Cause I like all of them. You gotta give me all that shit. You don't
need
just
everything.
give me don't just give me one of them. I need all of them. But if I had to pick one,
Yeah, if you had to pick
if
one.
I had to pick one, I would say probably gift giving, because I'm a trick, so I'm a trick off harder.
Oh, hello. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we like that. We like that. What is my love language? Mine is probably acts of service.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like for you to just do it, just get it done.
Yeah.
You see it need to be done. You see I'm going through it. Just handle that shit. Handle it for me.
You ain't wrong.
Okay, next question. Does the stroke matter?
That should be you answering that question. What you tell me? Do it.
Does the stroke matter? I think so. I think so.
Where the horns at? You gotta
I think
put
so.
that. We
I
need
think
some
so.
horns for that.
I think stroke matters.
Oh, bro.
I think stroke matters. But I'm not up for the whole debate of like size over stroke type of thing, because size don't really matter either if you don't know what to do with it. So that's how I feel. Okay. Next question.
So you get some crazy questions. Okay.
Biggest turnoff.
Disrespect. Not even just to me. Just like, you know how like sometimes you see when they say like, oh, watch how a person treats a waiter. Watch how a person treats, you know. I'm big on like treating the janitor like the boss. So yeah, I literally like will go on a date and like watch that shit and be like, I ain't finna call this chick back, bro. Like, cause if you treating them like that, give it 2 years, you gonna treat me like that. So yeah.
Facts. I like that. You ain't wrong though. That's them true colors right there. That's them true colors right there. Okay, next question. Let me see. Let me get a pink one. Let me ask one each. I'll check that yellow. How freaky is too freaky?
That ain't too freaky. Nothing's too freaky.
What?
Hell no. I'm 33, baby. I need a
No boundaries. Okay, well. Kudos to you for that.
we get the horn. Funny as hell.
Kudos to you for that.
I don't know.
Okay, let's see. What is the biggest sacrifice you've ever made? It's like an Illuminati question.
I say choosing myself over everybody else.
That's deep. That's deep. I like that.
You laughing, man. You funny for real.
That's deep though.
Nah, yeah.
You gotta choose yourself because people will take your ass under if you let them.
That's not, because I feel like it's common sense, but it's really not though, because like, you know, I spent all my life not choosing me and it got me nowhere. So it's like I started choosing me and it got somewhere. So
Come on then. Okay, we got two more.
Let's do it.
Worst sex experience you've ever had?
Okay.
I don't know why all these sex questions on here. Let me pick something.
Worst sex experience that I've had. Okay. Damn. I'll say like when I was like 18, I did one of them shows, right? I was doing them shows and shit.
Okay.
And took this chick back to the crib, had about like, I think $700 on me at the time in cash, and I put it in my shoe, and I woke up to her walking out. Too late, she walked out the door. I checked my shoe, my $700 was gone. That bitch was gone. She done robbed my ass. After she got the dick, is crazy though. But fuck it.
He said
She did.
Boy, she must have closed that door. You said, oh shit.
She already had the ride set and everything.
Damn.
That bitch was gone for real.
Yeah, them bitches will rob your ass. Yeah. I'm dead. I am fucking dead.
Say my shit.
Not the 700.
Nah, she left the shoes though.
She left the
shoes though.
She left the shoe. She ain't need that shoe. Okay. Last one. Do you believe in heaven and hell?
Nah.
Do you believe we just die and that's it?
I feel like we live forever. Yeah.
How so? You can't be so vague.
Okay. Deja vu, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes that ain't because you did it in this lifetime. You probably did it in another lifetime. That word ain't made up for no reason, you know. And it get deep. I really could get deep on this. That's why I'm like holding myself back, because it's like. But I just encourage a lot of people to look up like Gnostic teachings, like books they didn't put in the Bible and shit like that, because those be the books that motherfuckers need to learn for real. But yeah, reincarnation, I feel like that's a real thing.
I fuck with that. Y'all, too cool for me. Well, you snapped on your 10 minutes of honesty. You gave us some nice, honest responses. So 2025 is already underway. This year is gonna be fast as fuck. It's already spring, about to be summer. So what are some big things that's happening for you this year?
Big things that's happening for me this year. Right now, I'm just so focused on my grind right now, but I would say definitely look forward to me streaming because I'm starting to put my lifestyle just out there 24/7. So if you want to see how I'm living, if you want to see like what I'm doing, just any little thing, I just encourage you to just follow me on any of my social media, you know, because you are who you hang with. And if you hanging with me online, you probably going to become like, you know, so do your thing. Shit, for real.
Okay, for sure. And of course, where can they follow you to tune in?
You could search me up on any platform, DBTV773. On TikTok, it's 773DBTV.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you for coming on.
I appreciate you for having me, for real. You dope as hell.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate you. Like I said, I didn't know you was going to be dressed for real today. I didn't get the memo.
Okay.
But you look nice. And I appreciate you just telling your story, a little bit about you and who you are and just kind of how you got to where you are. I think that's interesting as hell. I know for me, as somebody who, you know, has worked in the industry and, you know, met a lot of people that really weren't who they said they were, it's good to know why you are the way you are for me, you know, so that I can fuck with you and trust you and know that you're genuine. And I feel like that's just
it's really
a
important.
missing piece. Yeah, that's a missing piece right now because people can be anybody they want to be online. You know, they can't pretend. So I'm just grateful that I was able to experience you and really get to feel who you were as a person.
No, likewise. I appreciate that. Yeah.
And then I got to pull up, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my video model on, so, you know.
I would love for you to host a show at the Hit House. We got a whole stage and everything. We gonna figure it out.
Let me come to the Hit House, period.